Alrighty, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Season 3, Episode 48 of Hit the Books, the podcast all about sports betting, the best bets you should be taking, and everything surrounding sports. This week, we're moving through the summer. Lots of big dates coming up soon that we will reveal. Plus, we're moving on with our NFL positional rankings, middle linebackers here this week, MLB power rankings, and more. So lots to look forward to coming into this week. But without further ado, let's jump in and introduce my co-hosts, Huff, Ace, and Mackie. Ace, let's start off with you this week. What do you got for us?
Yeah, back after a couple weeks off, had some coaching duties, religious activities, a little work stuff thrown in there as well. But happy to be back on. You guys have probably caught me on our weekend live streams where Huff and I have been breaking down the MLB and kind of telling you exactly how it's going to go, at least for those Buccos up there in Pittsburgh. My Red Sox getting shellacked right now, but they get a day off tomorrow and hopefully get back to it. But I'm ready to get talking this week. Got some good NFL news to dive into. We got training camp underway, so excited to get going here.
Awesome. Good stuff, Mackie. Let's go to you next. What do you got for us?
Yeah, not much. This MLB playoff race is definitely heating up after the All-Star break. If you would have told me and Huff that our teams would be fighting for that wild card spot in the beginning of April, we would have said you were crazy. But both teams playing really well right now, and I'm getting excited for the end of the season. Other than that, not much going on. Just getting ready for football, college football. Yeah.
Awesome. Huff, let's finish it off with you here before we jump into this week's episode 48. What do you got?
Yeah, like Mackie and Ace said, Pirates playing some competitive baseball. Not something I expected out of the All-Star break. Right now, I think they're 9-2 in their last 11. Rolling. I mean, that's a little bit before the All-Star break as well when they swept Chicago. But big series coming up this weekend in Arizona. Another one of those teams right around that pack of the NL wildcard teams. Like to get another series win there. Handled business at home against St. Louis, but it's on to the next one. Big trip out to Arizona. Can't talk today, but like you guys said, also training camp underway for the NFL. So football is right around the corner. A lot of news going on there. As guys are reporting, not reporting, certain guys sitting out of training camp. It's always my favorite time or kind of part about this time of year is we always sit here and talk about, oh, is this going to be anything? Ayuk's going to camp, but requesting a trade. There's a lot of stuff going on, but we'll get into it. We got a good list of stuff to talk about today.
Heck yeah, lots of good stuff here to get us going on today's episode. We have some notable dates coming up, lots of football and things in the mix, but 15 days until the NFL preseason begins. Just like a short month after that, 43 days until the NFL regular season starts. Olympics starting here in 2 days here on the 26th. 30 days until college football starts, 72-ish days till the NHL and NBA regular seasons begin, and we have the MLB trade deadline coming up here June 30th at 6 p.m. Eastern. So that is something we will definitely touch here in this episode. But let's jump into the headlines that we have for this week's episode. Starting off, let's start with the NBA here. New York Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau, I don't know how to say it, Thibodeau, I thought so, has agreed on a 3-year contract. What's that, Mackie?
Just call him Tibbs.
Tibbs has agreed on a 3-year contract extension that'll take him through the 2027-2028 season. A 2-time NBA Coach of the Year, Thibodeau has led the Knicks to consecutive conference semifinal berths. Under Thibodeau, the Knicks were one of 4 teams to rank among the top 10 in both offense and defense efficiency last season. According to ESPN Stats and Information, Boston, Oklahoma City, and Denver were the other teams. Any thoughts on this, Mackie, coming in here from New York?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Knicks haven't had much success in the last decade, so when you see two solid playoff runs in a row, you like what you see. I think he's gelling with this team really well, and if it wasn't for injuries last year, I think we probably should have saw his Celtics in that conference finals. But I'm excited for it. I think he's really gelling something over there, and I think it's a bright future.
Yeah, and especially when he brings in his team, really putting together those Nova Knicks, they go out and get Bridges as well to add to it. You had to see this. The writing was on the walls here, so much deserved. They got to give it their run here. I don't know how many years the Nova Knicks have. What do you think? 3 years? 3 years? They got to make a bigger push. At least get to an ECF.
I think they'll get to an ECF, but yeah, I think it matters how much success they have in the next 2-3 years. But that's a good window to give them. But I mean, yeah, this is a team that. I mean, you saw Josh Hart in the minutes he put in last year, and Mikal Bridges played all 82 games last year. Tibbs really likes to push those guys, so it's a good team for him. I think there's a good recipe for some success. If it wasn't for those Celtics, that juggernaut over there, I think we'd be in good shape to win that Eastern Conference.
Doesn't Thibodeau kind of get like trashed on by the players? Like not necessarily Knicks players, but like I feel like when they do that, like anonymous.
No, you know what? It's when he was in Minnesota and him and Jimmy Butler used to go at it because Jimmy Butler was a drama queen and it's his way or no way. So
Yeah.
that's where all the criticism came from. But I mean, I haven't heard any bad things about him
Okay.
in New
I
York at least.
yeah, no, that was just like what I thought of when I heard of that. But yeah, I mean, like you said, the writing was on the wall for this one. I mean, you see what they did over the past 2 years. I think they're taking the right step forward. But I definitely think adding guys like Mikal Bridges and I like a couple of the other moves you guys have made. I know you got rid of Hartenstein, but I still think that team is right there in the top three in the East with them, Philly and Boston. But obviously, a lot of people counting out Milwaukee. They just didn't have a good offseason at all so far, in my opinion. But yeah, I think they're right there in the top three.
Huff, I'm right there with you. People counting out the Bucks. That's crazy to me. Giannis Antetokounmpo, one of the best players in the world, and he does have help around him. I think that team needs to get a little bit healthier, and they might need that second year to really gel and excel.
I just truly don't think the Dame thing. I think that was just them trying to be like, all right, we need another star to make it a trio. Like,
should have
all
kept
right,
Drew.
They got rid of Drew. That was the big mistake. I mean, I know you had to get Dame, but I mean, Drew was a huge part of that team.
I don't think Damian Lillard and Giannis, like, they'll come back together. I think they're going to come back to form a little bit. I think staying healthy will be key, and then having another offseason to really fully go through it.
The only thing is, in today's NBA, I mean, you can't just have two star players. And
Middleton's good too.
You
got hurt down the stretch, didn't
he? Yeah. He is a key player, but Middleton goes on stretches. I used to really love Middleton, but
a little bit older.
Sometimes he just goes ghost, and I'm like, what is this guy doing? But
he was so good the year they won they won it all.
Incredible, and I feel like that was the main reason not the main reason, but that was a huge piece to why they won it. But I don't think they have the supporting cast like they used to.
Yeah, we'll see.
They lost
Embiid. I'll tell you who's not in that mix. You know who's not in that mix is Embiid and the Sixers. I think that team's so overrated. I know they have a new look coming into this year, so they might be a little bit better. Can't be as bad as they were with pieces like Tobias Harris. And
they're in that mix. You hate them.
I'm with you.
You're so biased.
But they're fraudulent. No, they're fraudulent.
Ace, I'm with you. You bring in a player like Paul George, who is known to not win in the playoffs, with another guy like Joel Embiid, who's known to not win in the playoffs,
or even play. They're on the bench.
You get rid of Tobias Harris, and that's a great move. I think it's an upgrade. I just don't think it's going to get them anywhere.
I just think Embiid and George, we're going to see at least one game. We're going to see both of them miss a playoff game, and they'll be out in that series. And that's usually how it goes. They're not built for the playoffs.
I think they'll be the 3 seed.
Yeah, good regular season team, but then when too much weight goes on Embiid's back in the playoffs, he can't handle it. He's off the floor, and then there's no chance for him.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, but we'll see. I mean, it's a long season.
Give me the Pacers over them.
No,
in the playoffs, yeah. I'm telling you, that's an up and coming team. I think Sixers going to be on the downfall. I don't think they added the right pieces around Embiid, but they did something different. So at least they'll get a different look.
Listen, that Pacers team, if they could have got a few wins. They played 4 really good games against the Celtics. I know they got swept, but there was no rollovers in that series. That's a good team.
Yeah, they went 3 rounds. I mean, even the Cavs, we don't really talk about them. That's another team that's going to mature a bit more. The Orlando Magic, 2 teams that I think have a little bit higher ceilings than people give them credit for, along with those Pacers. I think they can really start to push to make a name for themselves, maybe edge out teams like the Sixers. I don't think the Bucks yet, but potentially the Sixers.
But you think there's a clear top 4 now, right?
Yeah, I do. I do for sure. But I think those 3 young teams, we're going to see one of them make a bigger push and knock off one of the big dogs. I would say I don't think there's many other teams besides them in the East that can really give anything, but we'll see. I wouldn't mind seeing some more excitement. That West is a lot more loaded. Hopefully we can get that in the East as well.
For sure.
Lots of good stuff there out of New York. The Knicks signing Tom Thibodeau there, 3-year contract extension. But moving on here, curious of your guys' thoughts on Team USA basketball's slow start in the exhibition games leading up to the Olympics here. Olympics again starting in just 2 days. South Sudan and Germany put up a good fight in losing efforts, yet this is supposed to be one of the best Olympic rosters of all time on paper. What are you guys thinking here? Did you guys get to catch any of those games or anything like that?
Brutal, dude. Like, what did they do? I know it doesn't matter, and like they're not even trying, but like, how stupid do they look doing this?
They're trying. Don't get me wrong, they're trying, but this is a different NBA. The international basketball is not what it used to be. There's 61 players that are in the NBA on challenging opponents.
Mm-hmm.
In the 1992 Dream Team, they played 9.
Yeah,
there's 9 players.
But shouldn't they be throttling South Sudan and Germany?
They should definitely be throttling South Sudan. Germany has a good amount of NBA players. They've been practicing together for how long. USA is just a bunch of superstars thrown together. It's a lot of ISO ball, guys just trying to do what they can. I think they'll gel. They'll be all right. They have Steve Kerr as a coach. And when it comes down to it,
crazy seeing Curry miss those open threes and whatnot. I'm like, what? That should just be automatic.
I think the different 3-point line is kind of fucking with him. But at the end of the day, in a close game, you give the ball to LeBron, and nobody's stopping him.
Nobody's stopping him.
There's nobody. It's just like if you need the 2 points, he's going to get you the 2 points.
But we'll see when they face him. Isn't there someone in their group who is it? Is it Luka or is it Jokic that's in their group initially for the Olympics?
They dogged Jokic already. I mean, Jokic can only do so much. That team around him isn't good enough. I don't think they're gonna have a problem. I really think they're gonna roll through. They're gonna have some close games, but when it comes down to it, at the end of the day,
I don't want to see close games. I want to see
I truly don't even. I don't even think they're gonna have close games. I think as soon as the lights come on, they'll be fine.
They're not okay. They're not gonna roll through to a gold medal with no close games. They'll have some close games. I'm not saying in the round robin they'll have like 4-point wins against South Sudan again, but when they get into,
do you think they lose a game?
No, I don't.
What's the closest? What's the lowest margin of victory they have?
5.
No, it's going to be double digits every time.
I don't think they have less than a 10-point victory anytime.
Why? What if they I think that other teams can compete. It's just when it comes down to it, they're never going to have like a 15-point deficit. So they're never really going to have to come back like that. In every close game, you're going to get the 2 points whenever you need the 2 points. They just give it to LeBron. They don't even have Kevin Durant yet. So these guys can
they're just playing with their food.
I haven't watched I watched the first 5 minutes of the Canada game, and then I fell asleep, and I haven't watched since.
I watched Sudan and Germany, but it's just crazy how they were down at the half. I think it's just embarrassing. I know it doesn't matter, and they still won the game, so what it is. But like, come on.
But you gotta, dude, think about these guys going in to play South Sudan. You don't think one of those guys you play
how hyped is South Sudan too?
But you know how it is to go in against a team that
like Super Bowl.
Yeah. But you know how it is like to go into games with like, I'm gonna shit pump this team. Not one of them took it seriously. They were up like 8-0 early, so they were just gonna roll over. And those guys were hitting shots, and it was a good game. But obviously LeBron took over, and
I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see, like Huff said, when the lights come on. Though I want to see them go to work and just dog everybody.
I don't know if we're gonna see it. I think we're gonna see some good basketball.
We'll get some updates on it as it comes. That'll be fun to watch. I know I'll be throwing that on. It's probably one of my favorite Summer Olympics, just because I know we're gonna roll. Like you can check that gold off now. I think the line is too generous too for the rest of the field. I think USA isn't as favored as they should be.
Have you guys watched enough to give a top 3 players in the roster?
No.
LeBron.
I watched 5 minutes, but I did see another crazy Anthony Edwards dunk.
LeBron looks like the best player on the floor.
LeBron is consensus number 1.
Anthony Davis, I've heard, has been really good.
Which makes sense because he plays with LeBron.
I'd go Bron, AD, and then Steph.
Steph hasn't looked good though.
Yeah, he had one bad game.
Mackie, did you see the dunk that I'm talking about with Ant?
I don't know.
I think it was. I don't know who it was against. I'll try to find the one I'm talking about.
You know who's a very crucial piece though to that team is Drew Holiday, because when you put him out there, he just clamps up whoever the best player is on the other team.
Yeah, Drew's been playing well, but Ant has not been playing very well. Devin Booker's looked like shit.
Yeah, he's not going to be in the starting 5. I know they put him in for one game already, but he's not going to see as many.
Tatum. If Tatum just drives the rack, he can do whatever he wants.
He hates doing that though.
He's just out there like hitting trying to hit mid-rangers and shit. Like, dude, that's not your game, dude.
Too,
he could easily be a top 4 player in the league if he just drove the fucking rim.
He doesn't though. Now you're preaching to the choir, Mac. You should hear how many Celtics fans say that, but we won it all, so it doesn't even matter. But everybody's like, just drive.
Just do it. You're better than these guys. Just
he can
drive.
do what LeBron does. That's what he's supposed to grow into.
Yeah.
Mackie, I just sent you the video I was talking about. You probably saw that though.
But yeah,
like
I'm excited to see this play out and watch us hopefully bring home that gold.
He literally just carries it up the floor and yams it. Like if he does that in an NBA game, the coach is gonna be like, "All right, dude, you better be dropping 40 tonight, because like let's pass the fucking ball."
And he will. He has the most to gain out of anybody on that roster. I think
he's just so athletic, dude. He's just so athletic. But he hasn't been playing that well, so I know I'm kind of an Ant hater, but not really a hater, just more realist about him.
I think this is just the big.
Not really a hater. I just think he's overrated.
Out of everybody on this stage, though, I think this is the biggest platformers for him. He's the one who can grow his own brand the biggest in this spot.
This is like, I mean, he's been put in a position with Minnesota where he's forced to be the number 1 guy so young. Like I look at this as kind of the same way. Like he always says how KD's his hero. He goes, "Oh, I can't wait for the Olympics and remind KD I knocked him out or I sent him home." Like, I don't know. He'll learn a thing or two from those guys too. I think this will be big for him. I think you're right.
No, one of my
Especially
favorite
only
clips.
22 years old.
One of my favorite clips is in that playoffs when he's just chirping KD and KD just can't do anything but laugh. You love
KD's
to
just
see that
like,
emotion. You love to see that emotion when they're on the court like that, and especially from a guy like KD who can just like, he's like, all right, yeah, you're cooking me right now.
I liked how after the series, KD was like, "Dude, I like him." That's why I was like, "What am I gonna say back?" He's like, "I
Yeah.
like his game. He was killing us."
Well, lots of good stuff in the NBA there. Let's move forward here to the NFL, starting off with our NFL positional rankings, going through these middle linebackers here, trying to get you some more information for your fantasy football teams in the upcoming season. Who wants to get us rolling here on positional rankings for middle linebackers this week?
I can go first. I can rip it here. Coming in, I know the top two are going to be consensus across the board, so I'll get those out of the way. Normally go 5-1. I'm going to go 1-5 here. I'm going to go Fred Warner off the bat. I mean, ball hawk, captain that defense. The San
Not even
Francisco
close.
49ers are all over the place. They were able to afford losing Dre Greenlaw because they have Fred Warner, which is just crazy to say. Consensus first team All Pro, perennial Pro Bowler. Leader of one of the best defenses in the league. I feel like everybody has him there. He can do it all. At number 2, I got Roquan Smith. I feel like that's also a no-brainer pick.
Wait, where's Dre Greenlaw? I don't mean to cut you off. Did I miss something? Did he leave?
No, he's just saying he lost in the championship
he got hurt.
in the
Remember?
Super Bowl.
Oh! I was like, Jesus Christ! Did he sign somewhere and I missed that? Like,
Yeah, he's in New England. No, I wish. But yeah, like I was saying, Warner able to pick up the slack without Greenlaw in the lineup. Number 2, Roquan Smith. Can't hate on that pick at all. I think you guys will probably have him at the 2 spot as well. He's just been insane, especially going into Baltimore now, bigger market there. And what he can do in a tough division. We saw it in the playoffs, saw it in the regular season last year. And I think he's only going to continue to grow and make that defense one of the top ones in the league. 3 through 5 is where it gets a little sketchy in my opinion. At number 3, I think I'm going to stick with some old guys here for my spots, but I'm going to go with Demario Davis from the Saints. Big fan of his game. That defense continues to stay relevant. That team continues to be in football games because of his leadership on the defensive side of the ball. At number 4, I'm going to go with Levante David, respecting him because he has that Super Bowl. I know he's a little bit older. I think he's in his 34th. Turning 34 this year, 35. So he's getting up there in age, but he's still doing his thing, coverage, and he can rush the passer. Kind of the mold for the new style of linebackers today. Can really cover those running quarterbacks as well. Like what he did in Tampa, led him to another playoff berth with that NFC South. I believe they won the division, right? Yeah, they did. So it was nice to see that there. And then at number 5, I'm going to go with CJ Mosley. Not a Jets fan. Wouldn't give him any Jets shout-outs in a lot of spots, but I've been a fan of him since he was on the Ravens, and it's just continuing to do what he does best all over the field and the heart of that defense. I think he's over 30, getting over the hill a little bit too. So a lot of old guys on that list, so maybe some new faces coming in, guys like TJ Edwards, JOK from Cleveland. We'll have to see. But that middle linebacking position still dominated by older guys. No Bobby Wagner on this list for once, which is crazy to say.
No, yeah, I definitely have the same top 2 with Warner at 1, Roquan at 2. Number 3, a guy that I feel like has to be in the top 5, Milano for the Bills. I feel like he's definitely
coming
in
off
that top
injury
5.
though, right?
Injury.
Yeah, I still got to put him there. He's before that injury, he was definitely in the top 5. I'm going to err on the side that he comes back from that. 4, I have Demario Davis. At number 5, I'm going to go with my newly acquired Patrick Queen. I think he is in that top 5, 6, 7 conversation. You could throw him in that TJ Edwards, JOK, even like a Nick Bolton for the Chiefs now with 2 Super Bowls on that defense. Like he's up there as well. That's probably I don't even know how many names I just rattled off, but 5 was Queen, and then the rest of the guys are
I think Queen's going to be there in due time. Got to give credit to the old guys while we still can. I think they're going to fall off kind of quick, especially at that position, but I saw Queen on the outside of my list too when I was thinking about it.
I'd even have like Devin White over Levante David at this point. You don't think?
I would take it for a franchise, like especially starting today. But going into the season, I wouldn't mind having Levante David for 1 year to go win a Super Bowl. Imagine you add him to Mackey's defense.
If you were taking that route, I'm surprised you didn't have like a Shaq Leonard on there. But he had such a bad year last year with the Eagles.
Yeah, plus injury plagued a little bit too. I love Milano pick. I almost said that after, like he's probably in the top 5, but it's the same thing. We had Nick Chubb in our running back conversation, I guess.
He's literally the one piece the Bills didn't part
They paid
ways
with.
with on
Yeah,
that
they paid
defense.
him.
Yeah.
And then he got hurt.
I mean, can't control that. He deserved that money.
Yeah, and we'll see him. He's going to have to be the heart of that defense. They let Tremaine Edmonds go. That guy fell off pretty big.
I think Milano's better than him, and that's
Yeah, he
crazy.
is.
I wanted Edmonds so bad when he was leaving Buffalo.
Yeah, me too. And he's fallen so far off our list. They had to go get T.J. Edwards to play with him in Chicago just because he was.
That's a scary duo. That's one of the best 1-2 middle linebacking duos.
Yeah,
It probably is the best one too.
Agreed. I'll give some love to my boy Juwan Bentley.
Vontae and
He's
Devin
not up
White,
there,
they're
but
up
he's a
there as
solid
well.
middle linebacker. Mackie, who do you guys have at middle linebacker nowadays?
Oh, good
It's your
question.
weakest position, right?
Yeah, dude, I
Kendricks?
couldn't even tell you who we have. No.
Steelers just got Queen, and we have probably a Landon Roberts in the other spot.
Yeah, we got Juwan Bentley there, who's a very good piece. I think he's actually one of the. He just got paid.
I wish
too.
Highsmith was a middle linebacker personally, but
Yeah, we're pretty weak at the linebacker position.
he's a good edge rusher. So we got Watton.
Leighton Vander Esch kind of just sold you guys there, or does he play the outside?
He's outside.
I thought he was inside.
I don't think so, because he was playing with Jalen Smith, and Jalen Smith was.
Yeah, just a lot of guys that were supposed to
Inside.
kind of mold into that role just never really happened in Dallas.
Yeah, we had the big three with Sean Lee and then Vander Esch and Jalen Smith, but just kind of blew up.
Yeah.
But I can get into mine. Obviously, Fred Warner 1, Roquan Smith 2. I'm gonna go C.J. Mosley 3. I think that the Jets defense
Those are big on Mosley.
He's
I
good.
think the Jets defense as a whole kind of comes into play there, and he's a big part of it. So I'm gonna go C.J. Mosley 3. I'll go Demario Davis 4, just to give him respect, and I'm gonna go T.J. Edwards at 5. I think he has a big year for that Bears team, and I think they as a team have a big year. But I'm gonna go Pat Queen as an honorable mention. He was right outside, and obviously that Steelers defense is pretty sick.
I think
as well,
I
so.
think him and T.J. Edwards are such similar skills.
I got to see one more year from Queen though, because he was so disappointing in his years as a Raven.
Early as a Raven, he was good last year.
It's a lot easier on the Steelers defense. A lot easier to be good on that. on
Yeah,
that
he's
team.
gonna get Watt's gonna be getting all the double teams, and he's gonna be able to do whatever the fuck he wants probably.
Yeah, I'll be able to find that. But he fits the new NFL style well though. I like those linebackers who can get
His
side by
build
the
is so
sideline.
intimidating for a linebacker.
LSU product, national champion.
National champion.
Who the fuck is the middle linebacker for the Cowboys?
We have Juwan Bentley. He's really good, and the Patriots just keep churning out defense. That's the one thing we'll always continue to do. They draft well and they can do it. So
Mackie, I'm not sure who your middle linebacker is.
Donovan Wilson,
I'm trying to look it up right now.
or is he a safety?
Other guys that none of us mentioned, Quincy Williams on the Jets. I don't even think Mosley's
No, I
like
thought he was a lineman.
You don't like C.J. Mosley? Why?
Quincy
dog.
Williams, not Quinnen Williams.
Oh. CJ Mosley is the one that like he's the heart and soul of that defense. He's been doing it for a while too.
I don't know.
Is it Eric Kendricks? I think it is.
Yeah, they just brought him in. No, and I actually like that piece because you guys have been so bad at the middle linebacker position the last few years. He
Go
was
get
once a
piece that
good
can't
player.
fuck up that bad.
Yeah.
A low risk,
Yeah.
honestly low reward move.
Yeah, and he was once really good, especially when he doesn't have to be the best player on that defense. He just has to kind of be there. I think.
Yeah, I remember when you guys brought him in.
Rather have?
'Cause
JOK
I said,
or
"Is that the
Quinn?
guy from the Vikings?" And Mackie was like, "He hasn't played for the Vikings in 4
But he
years."
was good on
Yeah,
the Vikings. That's when he was
exactly.
good. That's what he
Yeah,
was
he
good.
was good. Dude, some NFL careers go fucking 4 years. No, we have a secondary. That's about it. And then
Oh, who would
obviously
you rather
Michael
have for
Parsons
the future,
and
JOK or
Delons.
Queen?
I think JOK. I think there's again. I think that those two Edwards.
I think JOK can shoot up the rankings. A lot of the Giants fans talk about Okereke. I know they brought.
I
him
think
in
it also
too.
is kind of similar to like you said. I think JOK kind of feasts off Garrett getting a lot of double teams. So I think this year is kind of going to tell a lot for Queen.
I didn't know Tranquil was listed as a linebacker for the Chiefs as well. I thought he was a safety.
I'd take Bolton over him.
Yeah, no, but Tranquil had that big play against the Browns in the playoffs when he knocked it out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was
Yeah.
a safety. But no, the Chiefs they turn over good product too. Not big names, but they turn into good players.
The Chiefs always have guys listed at like the wrong position. Like we just saw the thing today. Kadarius Toney's taking reps at
That's
running
why they
back.
win Super Bowls though.
Yeah.
They know how to play in today's NFL. But
Yeah.
no, good list all around. It's crazy. The middle linebacking position is so much lighter than it
The
was.
other guy no one named is that Okereke
Yeah, I was saying
on the
I said that.
Giants.
Yeah, the Giants fans are hyped on him. They brought him in from the Titans. I think he's a good player. He had a good year last year, and that defense is pretty solid. But how much better were the middle linebackers when we were young? 2000s, 2010s, Kuechly,
Ray
who else was
Lewis,
there? Willis.
Urlacher.
Yeah, like the names went on and on. Then Wagner went his prime.
I'm trying
Crazy.
to think of Patrick Willis.
Teddy Bruschi.
Yeah, Patrick Willis was my favorite.
Who'd you guys have back in the day? Who was in that?
Navarro Bowman. Both of those guys were on the Niners.
on the
That
Niners?
was scary.
Yeah.
We had James Ferrier and Larry Foote when we won our Super Bowls.
Oh, so you never really were a big linebacker team. Queen's
It was
probably
all-
well,
it was
Shazier.
always-
You had
yeah.
Shazier.
I wish we still had him, dude. He'd still be playing for us,
You know how good he'd be.
dude. He was on pace to be in that conversation right there. But I mean, now that we got Queen, we finally have a legit linebacker. Like
If
we
Warner
used to have
didn't,
Devin Bush, dude. I hated Devin Bush.
you're supposed to be so good too. If Warner was never a thing, how good would Dre Greenlaw be too?
I think Dre Greenlaw is right in that same
Me
conversation.
too.
With those guys.
I think he's listed as an outside linebacker just because of Warner being the MLB. But he's
I always,
a
when
middle
we do these
linebacker.
lists, I always look up like top lists, and then I just kind of go off of theirs and make my own version, so I don't forget any names. And this guy had Dre Greenlaw listed at like 14. I was like, that's crazy.
I saw 17 on one ranking.
But
That's
his
crazy.
talent though, Mackie. Imagine you had him in Dallas.
What is he? Yeah, you know what I would do for him?
You'd buy his jersey.
Parsons.
Yeah, it'd be pretty incredible. It's all we need is linebackers, and that defense is pretty stacked.
Stay healthy too.
Alrighty, awesome stuff, boys. Let's keep it going here in the NFL. Jumping into some of these divisions, NFL divisional insight. Let's look at both the AFC and the NFC North. Which teams are stepping up? Which players are you keeping an eye on? And who will be each team's MVP? And who do you think? Oh wait, what did I say? And how do you think these divisions will end up 6 months from now? Here, as we get closer and closer to the NFL season here, AFC North winner odds are the Ravens at the favorite at plus 135, Bengals behind them at plus 165, Browns at plus 500, and Steelers at plus 700. What are you guys thinking there?
Yeah, I'll start this one. I think the Bengals come out on top. I think that I know you guys are overlooking, well, Ace at least is overlooking Joe Burrow's excellence a little. And I know their defense obviously isn't on par with the rest of the division, but I think they have enough to get through it. I think Joe Burrow has a great year. I think a lot of shit happened last year where he obviously wasn't able to excel, injuries and everything. But I think they come out on top. I think that it's going to be a close division. Obviously, you could see 4 teams with a winning record in this division. But I think they have a good shot. And I saw a stat where 10 years straight where a team that came in last in the division one year, the following year they won the division. And I don't really see any other teams doing that. So I think it's the Bengals this year, and I think they can figure it out.
I still think defense wins championships, and that's the most important aspect of the game.
We're not talking about a championship here, Ace. We're talking about a division title.
Yeah, and I just still think defense wins divisions too. I think this team's going to finish in the bottom. I think they find a way to miss the playoffs again. And we were talking about this the other day. This team has only gone backwards in its roster structure since they've been in that Super Bowl. They've lost Joe Mixon. They've lost their third receiver. They've lost big pieces on the defense like Jesse Bates. I know they added Hendricks and a couple other pieces there, but not enough for me. They tried to establish that O-line a little bit more. How's Burrow going to be coming off the injury? I still think he can get back to his top 2 QB form. I don't know if that's enough. I think they're not going to be able to stop people from putting points up on the board in such a tough division, too. The Steelers, we know what they do every year. They're over 500. They have a great defense. They just added 2 quarterbacks that might be able to get them over the hump and maybe get a few more wins under their belt. They were still in the playoffs last year with Kenny Pickett and Trubisky, which is nuts, and Rudolph. The Ravens looked like the best team in the league in the regular season. I don't think there's any reason they're going to fall back. They added Derrick Henry, and they kept a lot of their mainstay pieces. They're going to be right there. And then the Browns, we were high on them last year. That defense is so young. It's only going to get better. I think Chubb's going to be healthy. I've been looking at some reps of him in the gym. He looks like he's going to be good to go. They added legit wide receiving options. And I think Watson maybe eventually can get back to closer to form. I know he looked terrible, but I think those 3 teams are tough. I'm going with the Ravens to take home the division. I don't think the Bengals even sniff the playoffs. I think the Steelers or the Browns, I only think one of them gets in this year. I think it's only going to be 2 for the North. I don't know which one. They're going to be right there at the end, Browns and Steelers. Maybe edge it to the Steelers if Russ can do his thing. But if we see a QB swap, I think it could be the Browns spot to get into the playoffs and look at the Steelers and Bengals in the rearview mirror. But Huff, tell us why you think Russ is going to turn your ship around and take home the North.
I just think the Steelers have a friendly schedule to start out. We do hit a gauntlet like after week. Me and Jesse are going week 11 in DC. After that, our schedule gets very hard with a lot of divisional opponents. We don't play a divisional opponent, I don't think, until week 9. So obviously, we're not going to have the divisional games when you're looking at the standings. So it is just so back heavy with like here. I'll go through the Steelers schedule because it is actually insane. That's the big reason. So Week 1 in Atlanta, in Denver, home against the Chargers, in Indy, home against the Cowboys, at Vegas, home against the Jets, home against the Giants, bye week, at the Commanders, home against the Ravens. That's the first divisional game, home against the Ravens, at Cleveland, at Cincinnati, home against Cleveland. So you don't have a divisional
That
game.
is
brutal.
insane.
You don't have
Who-
a divisional game for 10 weeks. Then you get 4 in 4 weeks.
You got to assume you go 2-2 also with
Then-
that division.
Then at the Eagles, at Baltimore, home against the Chiefs, home against the Bengals.
Oh my God! So the Steelers are going to do that thing where they go like 8-0, hit a bye week, and finish 500.
You gotta
Literally.
you have to start the season hot because you're looking.
They're gonna
at,
they're gonna have to start like 8-2 into that bye week.
because you're
I
looking.
think there's
at
no more Chase
Max-
Claypool to overstate some stupid sayings and jinx your season.
Yeah, true.
Dude, that's
I
a
hated him.
gauntlet towards the end of the season. I think you look at max 500 towards after the Commanders game, but I mean the beginning part of your season obviously is pretty friendly. So if you guys can just take care of business to start the season, then I don't know. You guys
added a lot too.
Definitely have a
I like
chance.
Fields and I like Russ. Those are great cheap ads. They added Cordarrelle Patterson too. I think they have one of the better off seasons in this division. I know the Ravens had the marquee move of bringing in Derrick Henry. I think that's going to be a massive piece. Even if he's not into his once original form, he's going to be getting in the end zone. It's better than Gus Edwards and whoever the hell else they had. Keaton Mitchell should be healthy. He looked good as a rookie last year. Browns, that big question mark is Chubb, but they added Judy. Didn't they add someone else on the outside too?
I don't think Judy's as good as I used to think personally.
No, you were super high on him.
When did
too.
you
my,
ever think-
my stock fell on him after he got
But
traded.
he's in a different role now, and he's in a different offense. That might help.
But now
he's
he's with Kamari Cooper.
he's got
so
the
he
same
isn't-
quarterback. Oh wait, never mind. I'm thinking of he's at the Steelers.
Yeah.
But I guess he doesn't really have that much of an upgrade at quarterback. I don't know. We could see.
Huff, what are you guys looking at for a wide receiving core this year? You just changed up pretty much with Deontay Johnson on his way out to Carolina.
Right now, I think it's what?
If you guys can land Ayuk, I think that's huge.
I don't think they're going to. I
don't
think he
they're
stays
going
put.
to either. I think he is going to stay a Niner.
Like this, the Niners are probably like, we're not trading you. Like you're.
I
too
think he
good
just
to
wants more
trade."
respect, to be honest.
Yeah, he just wants to be known as a top receiver because he wants to be a Mon-Ra St. Brown and get that money.
Let's see. Right now, I don't like our wide receivers right now are George Pickens, Van Jefferson, Roman Wilson, Calvin
Boom.
Austin, Quez Watkins, Scotty Miller.
Yeah, Roman Wilson, you're going to have to hope that your wide receiver factory can churn out another product with him. A later mid-round selection, I think he was.
I think he was the fourth round.
Fun stat, turn him into an X Factor in Madden, so there's potential there, Huff. The speedster. I think he was a Pac-12 guy, right?
Roman Wilson,
Yeah.
national champion with Michigan.
Oh, was he? All
Yeah.
right. Well, he's got that to him. He's got that grit to him. I do remember that now. That's why he played against Washington. I was thinking.
JJ, yeah.
Yeah. But no, I think, and then going over to you also got someone on the defensive side of the ball by shipping out Deontay Johnson, a little help on the outside for you guys defensively. So maybe that can
And we
grow.
brought Cam Sutton back, but I think he just got suspended for like 8 games.
What did the Bengals do? What did they bring in? They just lost pieces in my
Joe
opinion.
got Joey B.
Joe Burrow dyed his hair. That's what they did.
Whoa.
Dude, that's a great move by him. I think that's what they needed.
I think they
No,
added
he's
to
a
the O line a
dog.
little bit. They did add to the O line a little bit, but not enough pieces, in my opinion, to solidify the defense. They had that rookie, was it Turner Yell last year, the corner?
I saw someone on. I was just thinking of this because we were talking about Burrow's hair. I saw someone tweet today. Russell Wilson should show up to Steelers camp with his hair bleached. I was
Russell
like,
Wilson does not need
"Please
to be in the
don't.
media before the
Please
season
don't."
starts
Yeah,
again, or
I
else
was
it
like,
turns out
"Please
poorly.
don't."
What's he going to be cooking, Huff? What's he going to be cooking? Are we going to see Justin
Touchdowns.
Fields
Dude,
in week 6?
He was
Slop.
He was
Yeah,
good.
slop.
He was good last year. You're thinking
We're going to
it's
see
easy.
Justin Fields by week 6.
We can place a friendly wager on that if you'd like.
No, with the way you read your schedule, I can't stick to that anymore.
Yeah, week 6. I don't know.
After what you read me, maybe not. But no,
And
I'm
like,
hoping.
if he's say he is, I'll count the Cowboys and the Jets. I'll give you 2 losses, and then you're into the bye week 6-2. You beat the Commanders, then you're 7-2. Then you go into your divisional stretch. If he goes 2-2, they're 9-4. Like, how do you at that point switch?
And they
the
finish 9-8.
field? I don't.
That's what they always do.
Russ loves to beat Mahomes. Wait till we beat the Chiefs on Christmas.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. I mean, that'd be a great time to do it if there ever was one. But then, Yeah, I just think this is going to be a tight division. I'm telling you, only two from the division are making it this year. Ravens locked to win the division. I think that's an automatic. And it's going to be between the Steelers and the Browns. I don't see any world in which the Bengals are making the playoffs this season with the roster they have. I think everybody's overhyping them. I know Joe Burrow's a great quarterback. He's going to have a good season, but I don't think the Bengals are able to put together a successful year.
I think the Bengals have a better chance to win the division personally than the Ravens.
That's crazy talk. What's wrong with the Ravens? You guys don't respect the Ravens.
No,
How many
no,
times
I
last year
think
did we say that?
I think it's either Bengals or Ravens.
But think about that last year. How many times did you say, I guess I got to respect the Ravens, and you still wanted the two of you? You have to. They're
Because
the
they give
best
you
team
so
in the
much reason to not, but then again they win. They just find
And how
ways to
good is
win
their
games.
roster? They have
But
a
then you
top,
see games. You
top
watch
five
games
coach too.
I know it's a divisional matchup. You watch games like that game in Pittsburgh last year
Mhm.
where they
But it's
they
in
just shit
Pittsburgh.
the bed, dude. It might not even have been in Pittsburgh. It was against
It
Pittsburgh.
was. It was.
Was it in Pittsburgh?
Mason Rudolph beat him.
It's like games like that where you're like, dude, this team sucks. Like they're not that good.
But they also had a good playoff run. I know they ended up losing by.
Steelers are 7-1 against the Ravens in the last 4 years in the regular season.
They didn't really have a good playoff run. They won one game.
Yeah, they beat the Texans.
Yeah, but
They
it'll be
beat a
interesting.
young, inexperienced team.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to follow. I'm going with the Ravens. I think they run it back. That team's too good.
Run
Not
it back
to.
how far?
Probably lose to Mahomes again, the inevitable, and the AFC Championship. But I think they win their division.
I think Ravens will be a wild card team this year.
I agree. I think.
But you're
Bengals
locking
win
them
division,
into the playoffs?
Ravens wild card.
I mean, I'm going to be biased and say the Steelers make it. I always say the Browns aren't going to. I'm just not sold on Deshaun Watson, but I truly think you could see a Baltimore versus Pittsburgh wild card game this year. I think it would be in Baltimore, but
you think the Steelers finish ahead of the Ravens?
If we play each other,
you said you said you think that the Ravens are going to be a wild card team, and you just said they could
Yeah.
play in the wild card round. So you think the Steelers are going to win the division?
No. I said I think the Bengals are going to win the division personally.
Oh, so we couldn't see Steelers Ravens?
Yeah, you could in a wild card game.
No,
No, wild card plays divisional winners. It's not like baseball.
Oh shit! I'm still thinking like it's the 1 seed gets the bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know.
Be
I think I thought that's what was going to happen last year, and I mean the Steelers made it and got their ass kicked by Buffalo, but we'll see. I mean we only made upgrades, and I still think we're in that middle.
Reigning MVP Lamar Jackson getting no love. That defense too is stacked.
Not from a Pittsburgh fan. Not for me. He won't.
You know how good he is too. I know you're a Lamar fan, so
Until the playoffs, you can love him all you want. He's
what did Mackey say? What are we talking about? Who's winning the division? Regular season Ravens are goated. They're like the Ravens, the Sixers,
those MVPs are
Cowboys,
carrying his legacy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, the Yankees. All those teams are really good in the regular season.
I just like what was the number on the Bengals?
165.
That's not good at all.
What's the number on the Ravens?
135.
Yeah, see, that's not. I don't know.
That's terrible.
The real value is in the Browns and Steelers, but
That's what I think. But they're not going to win the division, Mac.
Hey, you never know, dude.
Yeah,
You never
give me
know.
Steelers plus 800.
I actually think you could see 4 teams with a winning record in that division this year.
I think the division's going to have a little down year compared to what we're used to, but I think we get 2 in the playoffs in the North. I think it's going to be the most fun division again, though. It's going to be super competitive, but I just think we only see 2 make it this year.
It's crazy that everyone says it's the most fun division in the NFL because a lot of people say that. It's because when they play each other, the games are 16-10.
Yeah, they're boring games, but they're competitive, though. They're super competitive.
I mean, that is true. Even when one team's bad, it could be a Thursday night game, and you're like, okay, the Steelers and Ravens are still going to kill each other tonight.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Let's shift over to the NFC North here real quick. Going through these odds here. The Lions are the favorite here at plus 135. Packers behind them plus 200. Bears plus 325. And the Vikings at plus 900. Any thoughts on those?
Yeah, I think that the Bears are going to be surprising. Am I buying in too much to the hype? I mean, but they have that stacked roster. They added to the defense, the rookie phenom quarterback. But the team that I think is going to win the division is the Packers. I think the Bears can push for a playoff spot in the weak NFC, but I'm rolling with Jordan Love. They added Josh Jacobs. They added to that defense a bit more too. That team has so many young, good pieces. The defense was young with good pieces, and they just keep moving up. Matt LaFleur, great coach too. I know you guys are all super high on the Lions, and they're rightfully so. Very strong team. I don't think a team that can ever come close to winning a Super Bowl. The closest they came was last year, and they fumbled their lead away. I just don't think they're going to win a Super Bowl. Jared Goff isn't that quarterback. But I think Jordan Love is. I think Jordan Love has that next level potential. He showed glimpses of it, and I think he's going to get paid, stop holding out, and bring that talented roster that he has now with Watson, Dobbs, the other rookie receiver they had last year. They got Jacobs there too, and the defense is stacked. Give me the Packers to win that division this year.
Ace, you know Jared Goff has been to a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, but he hasn't won one.
Yeah, but he lost to
He put up 3 points,
lost to the best quarterback of all time.
but he put up 3 points.
Okay, Tom Brady put up like 10. It was a
I know,
10
that's
to
what I'm
3
saying.
game.
But Brady's done it in other games. He put up big numbers in other games. So
yeah, and Jared Goff has only gotten better in my opinion. I think Jared Goff is wildly underrated. I think he could be looked at as a top 5 quarterback
regular
in the
season
league.
guy.
Why?
I just don't
he
think
got to a Super Bowl.
I don't think he's.
We don't talk about Joe Burrow as a regular season guy. He's been to
No,
a Super Bowl.
Well, that's because they have Mahomes in their conference. I just think that Jared Goff is not going to beat Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar.
Jared
Jackson,
Goff
Josh Allen.
actually beat Patrick Mahomes 51-48 that Super Bowl.
Yeah,
year.
but when was that?
He's only gotten better.
When was that?
2019.
No, in the regular
think.
season. Is he ever going to beat Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl though?
And the Super Bowl is a different question.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're comparing to Patrick Mahomes. I think Jared Goff is the best quarterback in the division. I think Jordan Love is great. I think they're going to have a good year as well. I think the defense is a little weak, and I think the Lions just have a better team overall. I think the Lions come out on top. I'm not too high on the Bears. I think they have a better year than last year, but
They'll be exciting.
they just don't have they
They're not
have
put together.
You could say they have the skill players, but then again, they have a rookie quarterback who's very unknown. I know Huff's not very high on Caleb Williams. I like Caleb Williams, but I just don't think he's going to be able to do enough. And I think their offensive line is weak. I think their defensive line is weak.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they have a lot of work to do all around that team to actually be competitors in that division. But I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be between the Packers and Lions, but I think the Lions come out on top.
That Bears team, at least Williams has a lot of weapons to work with. They brought in the running back. They're from the Eagles. They brought in Keenan Allen. They have
the skill positions, but that's about it.
Yeah, literally. They're a few years away, but I think they're going to be a lot more exciting than before. Be more competitive. I'm on the Pack. Huff, who do you like here? I know you're going to say the Lions, but
I was big on the Lions last year. I do think they win the division this year, but I'm slowly becoming a fan of what this Packers team is putting together up there. I've obviously been a big fan of Josh Jacobs over the past couple of years. They bring him in. I like that receiving core with Watson and Jaden Reed with Romeo Dobbs. They have a nice set receiver. Musgrave is the tight end. Jordan Love obviously under center. They're always stingy on defense. I just kind of like the vibe of that team. What scares me about picking them to win the division is so many people are comparing them this year. I watch ESPN every day. All I hear is, I think the Packers are going to be last year's Texans. Who's going to be who's going to be this year's surprise team? Like, this team won a playoff game last year
against a good team on the road.
I don't think this is a real similar situation at all to the Texans, but a lot of people are trying to call that young quarterback that's going to go far. I just see a lot of people picking the Green Bay Packers to win this division. I don't want to overthink this. The Lions did it last year. I think that they'll handle business still this year. I think it'll be very close, maybe win it by a game. Give me the Lions, but I would not be surprised if the Packers won. I'm more of a fan of this Packers team, and I do love this Lions team as well. I like both these teams a lot.
I'll tell you what, though. One team we haven't
Bears.
talked about, and I know not many people are high on the team, but I think that the J.J. McCarthy, Justin Jefferson connection, Jordan Addison connection, T.J. Hawkinson connection, I think J.J. McCarthy is going to surprise a lot of people.
I disagree. I think J.J. McCarthy is going to be the reason that team doesn't do very well.
You think he's going to be the reason himself?
Yes. I mean, they have the weapons. They don't have a bad team. They've been in the mix past 5 years, but
helps. But he also has great weapons too. They brought in Aaron Jones. They have the Jays with Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson, and then Hawkinson. It's not.
What's their win total, Jesse? I think they'll get 6 wins.
You think they're last place in the division, Vikings?
The Vikings.
I could see the Bears with 6 wins as well, but I think the Bears get 7 or 8.
That'd be so funny if the Bears had 6 wins after all this hype.
I think J.J. McCarthy is going to be exciting. With those options, it's hard to be bad with those guys you're throwing to.
Not in the NFL.
Yeah, we've seen it a lot, dude.
You've seen worse than that before, but I mean,
how many times have you seen an offense that good, though? Imagine being put into a situation with Aaron Jones, T.J. Hawkinson, Justin Jefferson, and Jordan Addison. That's one of the best number ones, one of the best number twos, one of the top tight ends, and a very solid running back when he's on the field.
Yeah, it's a good system to be in, but I'm not gonna completely shit on him because he really doesn't have a like his entire career, he's been a winner. His high school career, I know it doesn't mean much, but then his 2 years at Michigan, he lost one game combined, I think. So I'm not gonna really shit on him. I just think that he was in a nice system up there. It's college football. You're in the Big Ten. You're obviously a juggernaut up there. You're not going to lose many games. You just kind of got to get the job done. But now you're coming to the NFL. You're going to have a lot more pressure in your face. You got to make tougher decisions. I just don't think he's quite ready for it yet. I think the national championship kind of boosted his stock a little. But I just don't think he's.
I think he's going to surprise, though. I don't
ready.
think he's going to be astronomically great. I don't think he's going to push for any Pro Bowls or whatnot. But I think he's going to have a more successful season than people think and put up some good statistics.
Here's
Vikings
what
are
I'll
at
say about the
7.5.
Vikings.
What is
6.5. I'm going to take the over on that.
Yeah, I'm going to go right under. I think that's a great line, though.
Yeah,
Here's what I'll say about the Vikings. I don't know. I haven't looked at their schedule as far as a win total, but I don't think they're in the conversation to win this division. I don't think you said that either, Ace. But
No.
I do think they have good coaching, and O'Connell, I think he can at least figure it out with all those names. Figure out a way to get the ball in the hands of guys like you said, Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Aaron Jones. You bring in that guy in, Hawkinson. You have a top 5 tight end. I mean, I don't think it'll be as bad because obviously I think there is a situation where they start the season at least with Sam Darnold. I don't think they're really looking to jumpstart JJ McCarthy, at least from what I've read.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with you. I just want to see him. I think maybe some losses, Sam Darnold, and we get to see JJ. I'd be excited to see that.
This is gonna be a good division, though. Definitely.
They would be the perfect team if JJ McCarthy doesn't work out. They'd be the perfect team to sign a big free agent quarterback next year.
I don't think next year. I think 2 years. I think they'll go with McCarthy.
Darnold's on a 1-year deal, so they really would just have JJ McCarthy after next year.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll get. I bet you gets a full
like
shot.
Russell Wilson on a 1-year deal or something.
But it's too far to tell. We'll have to see how he jumps on the field. But all this conversation about the NFC North just for the 2 same playoff teams to be there again.
Yeah, I'm not buying the hype in the Bears.
You're not a big Caleb Williams guy.
No, I like that team. I think it's a cool franchise. I like when the Bears are good. They were good when we were younger. I don't love Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I know you don't.
All righty. Lots of good stuff there, boys, out of the NHL or NFL, excuse me. Like I said, 15 days till the preseason starts, 43 days until the NFL regular season begins. So we are quickly approaching. So make sure I tune in each week as we review our positional rankings as well as some divisional insight each week. But let's keep things moving forward here. Jumping into the MLB, the power rankings here for this week. Coming in at number 5, the Kansas City Royals. Number 4, the Baltimore Orioles. Number 3, the New York Yankees. Number 2, the Philadelphia Phillies. And number 1, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Any thoughts on that before we get into our headlines here for the MLB for this week?
Yeah, all I want to say is real quick is that Yankees being at 3 is actually pretty crazy when you think about it.
How bad they've been.
But there's no good teams at the top right now. Nobody seems to want to take off.
Dodgers.
Dodgers, they're still like 5-5 in their last 10. I know it's going back to pre-All-Star break, and they've had a pretty hot start outside the All-Star break. But I mean, Phillies aren't playing well. They dropped another one today. Orioles are playing like shit. Both those AL East teams, juggernauts to start the season. Neither of them want to take off, leaving the Red Sox honestly in contention for that division. I know they're about 7 to 8 games back, but I mean, a lot of games left. But yeah, nobody's really taken off. Even the Guardians kind of shit in the bed now. So, yeah, that's basically
Twins have been one of the hottest teams in baseball. They're in that picture. I think obviously they could have been there instead of the Royals, in my opinion. But
the Royals are hot, dude.
They're both right there. I mean, I think they're.
I like the Royals hype too.
Twins just beat the Phillies in a series.
But I like the Royals. I like
Phillies
the Phillies have been sliding. I like the Royals. I think Bobby Witt's going to grab that MVP too for the AL.
I think it'd be crazy if Aaron Judge didn't win MVP, but Bobby Witt is making a great case for it.
Leader in WAR right now.
Yeah, by like 0.1 points over Judge, and then Judge has like
every other category.
Judge has like 35 RBIs on him and like 20 home runs.
But Witt has a bunch of the defensive side of the ball, the steals.
I mean, Aaron Judge is no liability on defense.
Yeah, no, agreed. No, I'm just saying Witt could keep pushing.
It's a tough case to make.
Runner right there too.
I will say he is definitely making a good case.
Especially on a bad team. I know the Yankees are actually a bad lineup outside of Judge too. I know he has Soto as protection, but for turning it's like that conversation, like best player or most valuable player to his team, like Bobby Witt kind of helping build that Royals culture back.
It's like the LeBron debate. I mean, he could have won
Yeah,
10
agreed.
MVPs in a row if we were
Yeah,
actually taking the most valuable player.
agreed.
Alrighty, let's keep this going here. The Boston Red Sox have agreed to a 3-year extension with current head coach Alex Cora for over $7 million a year. Ace, what are you thinking about that? Your Red Sox holding on to their manager.
Excited to see that. I mean, he's won a World Series for us, coached a World Series for us. I'm happy that we're sticking with that. We have a bright future. We're ahead of schedule this year with a lot of young guys on the roster. The young pitching staff have 3 top 15 prospects coming up in Kyle Teal, Marcelo Meyer, and Roman Anthony. So good to see that they're envisioning a good future with him and keeping a lot of the guys around. They paid Devers. Mackie and I talked about this earlier. Good job by the front office keeping him, keeping Devers, offloading guys like Xander, Benintendi, Jackie Bradley, Christian
Verdugo.
Vasquez, Verdugo, doing the right moves at the right time. So we'll just have to see if it pans out. Hopefully they can make a push this year. I don't see too much at the trade deadline, but it's good for our future. Good news there.
Ace Huff, any comment on that?
I do not.
What was that headline?
I think
Sorry.
it's a good move.
Cool.
Yeah, just bringing back Cora again.
Oh, Alex Cora. Oh yeah. I mean, good move. Obviously, he hasn't done anything.
That's what they
wrong.
should have done.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything wrong. It's
Except for get banned for a year for cheating with the Astros. But
Dude, the Mariners are so bad right now. They're about to get swept by the Angels.
yep, told you.
Keep it going here. Ellie De La Cruz has now swiped 50 bags on the year. More impressively, the Red Star shortstop has recorded 84 stolen bases, 80 extra base hits, and 83 walks through his first 198 big league games. According to Elias Sports Bureau, no other player in the modern era since 1900 has put up 80 steals, 80 extra base hits, and 80 walks through their first 200 MLB games. Is there a chance he could hit triple digits this season, already at 50? I kept reading some things that he's on pace for 79 stolen bases here this year.
Yeah, I hope he gets more than that. That'd be sick if he could, but
let's put an asterisk next to this because obviously the game's a lot different now and it's a lot easier to steal bags. That's why we've seen the last 2 years. We saw Esteury Ruiz last year.
Acuna, 70-40.
Acuna, yeah. I mean, it's just incredible with these.
That is kind of wild, though, in the last 1,024 years.
Yeah.
Or sorry, I can't.
You know what's funny too is Ellie De La Cruz leads the league in strikeouts too.
Yeah, I mean, when he gets on base, he's obviously you got to keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
And it's very impressive. I'm not trying to take anything away from him, but the rules have changed. And that's why he's doing what he's doing. But yeah, good for him.
Fun to see.
I like him.
Alrighty, next one here. Lance Lynn has reached the 2,000 strikeout mark of his career yesterday. He joins Verlander, Scherzer, Kershaw, Sale, and Cole. Join them as the 6th active pitcher to be above 2,000 strikeouts in their career.
It's funny because he's like the least big name on that list, but he's been doing it for a while. He's been around for a while. I think we have a better headline about a more exciting young pitcher coming up here.
That's a great list to be in, though. Verlander, Scherzer, Kershaw, Sale, and Cole.
Yeah, those are all
Lance
Hall
Lynn.
of Famers, probably.
Yeah.
And then Lance Lynn. No, I mean, if you stay in the league long enough, obviously you'll have those milestones. But it's pretty cool.
He was with Chicago for the longest time,
Chicago
and then
for
now
really
St.
long
Louis
time.
Forever, yeah.
Yeah, but what's he got, like a 6.5 ERA?
Yeah, but it's been second half, or if you broke his season into 2 halves, second half's been better for him.
Alrighty, still on the MLB track here. Paul Skeens is very good. The loss last night was his first for Skeens in 12 MLB starts. He now stands at 6-1 in those 12 starts with a 1.93 ERA, 0.87 WHIP, and 97 strikeouts, 13 walks, and 74 2/3 innings pitched. But he was handed his first loss yesterday. Like I said, is he still a Cy Young candidate? What do we think?
Let's point out that
dropped after that loss.
Let's point out that he pitched 8.1 innings.
Yeah, and gave up 1.
Lost 2-1.
Yeah.
So you can blame the lineup for that loss, but this guy is fucking incredible. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. Just like to come into the league like this as early as he did and just absolutely dominate. He's the best pitcher in the league. It's not even close.
Electric too. A good start in the.
He was plus 350 going into this game for the Cy Young, and after the game, he was plus 275
with a loss because he went
8.1
and gave up. What did he give up? 4 hits.
And Chris Sale keeps getting his starts pushed back too.
Dude, he just got postponed again today. Now it's postponed in September, so now he's just probably going to do tomorrow, or they're going to have to just get him back.
Well, it's a much more important game against the Mets that they're probably saving him for if they go with them this week. So
Braves are on a 4-game skid right now. Every game's pretty important to them.
Yeah, and the only ones they're winning is when Sale pitches.
Yeah. But yeah, Skeens is a dog.
I'm in on the
Hope-
Skeens for Cy Young. I'm in on that.
Maybe the Pirates will find a way to put some money together, and you guys can hold on to him for longer than
Tough.
3 years.
Get
I
out on
think-
the street with the boot.
What'd you say?
Go out on the street, get the boot out, have people put in the coins for Paul Skeens. You might be able to keep him around.
I think the only what I was kind of upset about is I think the only way we see Jared Jones pitch the rest of the season is that
the
the
playoffs.
Pirates, we're in a playoff picture come probably first week of September.
Agreed. That's tough, but
I mean, Keller, this Marco Gonzalez kids they've brought up, he's been pretty
Yeah.
good. Michael Perez had a pretty good outing. Was that yesterday? Today?
Martin
I guess
Perez.
Today,
that was
today.
Martin Perez.
Ex-Red
I
Sox.
Yeah, and
Ex-everybody.
Was he with the Rangers last
he's
year?
been with everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. They have a good rotation. I'd love to get Jones back in there. I'd love to see them go get a piece at the deadline and get another pitcher in there. But just because you don't know if Jones is coming back or not, I don't know if we're in the conversation for a guy like Crochet or not. But we have so
probably
many
not. You have so
prospects,
many
like,
prospects.
fuck it, dude. Go get someone now.
They're ahead of schedule, and plus those young prospects. They have a lot of pitching prospects who are just on the cusp. They're all
They've never been on this schedule in my lifetime. Like, fuck it, go for it.
They're not going to.
I'm not saying they're going to win anything, dude. Like I said, the Red Sox in your situation right now, you're like, all right, we're ahead of schedule. I've seen them win. Like, dude,
Yeah.
the Pirates have never had this much hope in my lifetime. 2013 when they made the playoffs with McCutchen, that was like when McCutchen was the young guy. How good's this guy going to be? Unanimous MVP in what was that? 2015. That would have been the second playoff run. I'm not saying like go get a guy like sell the whole fucking farm system, go all in like the Rams. I'm just saying like. Go get a piece, like go get a taste of the playoffs with this young team. Try to win a series, and then look ahead for next year. I'd give up one of those. I'd give up one of those young pitchers to go get Crochet. Give him a draft pick. Give him one of those kids. See ya. Like, dude, he's a bona fide stud right now. The only reason his record's so bad is because he's on the worst team in baseball.
Do you think there's a chance that if they let Skeens go, the owner's forced to sell?
That's so far
'Cause
away.
that's what happened with the Mets.
No, the
Mets
Nutting
weren't spending
said
money.
he's never going to sell the Pirates.
Well, he could be forced out at the end of the day.
I don't believe so. I don't believe the MLB works like that.
Shoot, or the Mets owner, I forget his
Did he
Yeah,
do
isn't
something
that-
wrong?
I just think he was not the team
Not
sucked because they
promoting the
wouldn't spend
game?
any money and they wouldn't do anything. That's why we got
I would love that.
Yeah, we all the whole city would.
dude. It's like insane. Like the MLB has no salary cap. Like you guys can just like it's a small market, yeah, but you can make it something.
They,
yeah, just
I
because
heard
it's a small market doesn't mean he doesn't have billions of dollars. You know what
Exactly. Like
a Pirates reporter asked the one guy I forget what his position was. Like, are you guys in the talks? Are they in the talks with contract extensions for him already because of how good he's been? And they were like, you have to be if you're the Pirates. Like, you have to think, put a number in front of him at this. Yeah, dude, you have to think, put a number in front of him at this age. Because if he reaches that year where he's truly a free agent and he's somehow still on this pace 3 years down the road, like,
Yeah, but Paul Skeens
13-2.
he's not agreeing to a deal with the Pittsburgh Pirates when he's not even up for contract yet.
not if you don't
listen,
put it in
if
front of
they're
him.
offering the same amount of money that the Dodgers are offering, and I know you're saying that that's not possible, but if they get an owner that will spend the money, it is possible.
If I'm Paul Skeens, though, I'm not signing any contracts just yet.
Dude, they have to realize with the value that he's brought to this team.
His value is only going to go up too, I think.
For sure.
It's sold out. It's almost sold out every night he's there. There was 37,000 people there the other day to watch him.
It's like Jose Fernandez for the Marlins.
Yeah, everyone wants to see him.
He's definitely putting butts in the seats for sure. So we'll definitely be talking about Paul Skeens more as we keep going through this MLB season here. But as I said, the MLB trade deadline's coming up here June 30th, just 6 days away here at 6 p.m. Eastern. A lot will unfold here at the MLB trade deadline, but some big names discussed to be moved include Jackson Flaherty, Terex, I can't say any of these, Skubal,
Jack
Lewis
Flaherty
Robert,
and Tariq Skubal.
Tariq Skubal, Tanner Scott, Jazz Chisholm, Garrett Crochet. I'm going to say Crochet, even though it's not Crochet.
Yeah, it is.
It is Crochet?
What would it be?
I didn't think that's how Crochet was spelled.
Not that one.
It's a
is,
name.
I know, but...
I know what you're saying.
And Brent Rooker. Is there anybody else you guys could see get moved? If so, where? And what are we thinking about our teams here? The Mets, Pirates, Red Sox, what their moves might be. You guys already kind of keyed in on the Pirates there a little bit, but what do you think?
I hope that all those guys. I hope all those guys get moved. Hey, you'd be stupid to move Crochet. He's so young. And then Jack Flaherty and Tariq Skubal, the Detroit Tigers. That's your top 2 pitching guys. They just brought in Jack Flaherty this year, and they're looking to move them now. That's nuts to me. I know that they're not having the year they want to have, and they have Jackson Jobe sitting in the minors, who's one of the top pitching prospects. But when you keep this group together and kind of build a stud pitching staff, Reese Olson behind them as well, that's just something I would say. The Detroit Tigers.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't trade Skubal from the Tigers, but
Or Jack Flaherty.
I think what's his name? I think the Orioles are gonna go get Crochet or Skubal.
Yeah, the Orioles are and Dodgers big suitors for Skubal is looking like the Cy Young candidate from the AL right now.
They also said the Phillies were I forget who they said the Phillies are going after.
The Phillies and Orioles are both in on Tanner Scott, the closer from the.
I saw the Yankees.
Marlins.
I saw the Yankees want Chisholm.
Jake Berger from the Marlins is probably going to get dealt too. You know the Marlins are always looking to sell.
Yeah.
They're keeping De La Cruz. That's like the one guy I think they want to stick around. Lewis Robert, that'd be a great bat to see.
That's another one I'd love is Luis Robert.
I feel like Luis Robert is the big bat that the Phillies get. But then on the flip side,
I
think whoever misses out on Lewis Robert is going to get Brent Rooker.
I would take Brent Rooker too.
Yeah, lower average, less power, but he's having a great season.
He kind of reminds me of Brian Reynolds.
Actually, he's batting over 300 with almost 30 home runs. I mean, I would bring him in a heartbeat. I'd love him in Boston. We kind of need to get a first baseman. We were linked to Jake Berger. But I don't know if the Red Sox do too much, especially with that core extension. I think they kind of just wait for the future and sit as is. Maybe move guys on impending deals. I could see them moving Pivetta as he's almost out. But
I would love, as a Pirate fan, dream scenario, I would love any of these three. Crochet, Vladdy, but Tellez has been very good lately, but I'd still love Vladdy. And I don't know. Probably the Luis Robert maybe is the third option. Vladdy would be so good in Pittsburgh.
Has Luis Robert been good this year? I feel like he's been really quiet.
He's been hurt. He doesn't play. He doesn't like to play because he's on the White Sox.
Because he's on the White Sox.
But what to see?
And he knows he's getting traded, so he's just not playing at this point.
Maybe we'll have some more
3
rumors.
years ago when the White Sox were actually relevant and
Yeah, with Eloy Jimenez and Tim Anderson in his prime.
Abreu.
yeah, it was they were looking up. I remember the owner was like 99 years old. He was like, "I'm going all in. I want to see a championship before I die." Well, he's probably croaked by now, but he definitely didn't get one of those.
Who was their pitching staff, Ace?
They had
Yeah, there's Giolito.
They had
They
what the
moved
fuck?
Sale. Michael Kopech. They had
Michael Kopech. They had. That's who I was thinking of.
Who's the keep
Dallas
naming guys.
Keuchel?
There's someone I'm forgetting. Keuchel. There's someone I'm
Michael was pretty
forgetting.
good. Yeah, it was the Giolito staff. The Cease.
Cease, yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty stacked, dude. And Tim Anderson was like an MVP candidate.
Yeah, he's fallen
He
off.
sucks now.
But we'll
Yeah,
have to get you the.
He got knocked
was-
out by Jose Ramirez.
was-
He literally forgot how to play baseball.
Hopefully,
Nah,
we get
believe me, it was way before that. But that's what everyone likes to say.
Hopefully, we get to see some more news break as we get closer to the deadline here. We'll have the MLB live stream this weekend, but I feel like we're not going to hear any big news until like end of the month.
Fucking, I'm adding the Mets.
I like the over in that game.
Should have taken it. Plus 150 against those shitty Yankees. Are you kidding me?
Alrighty, let's keep it moving here. MLB trade deadline approaching here quickly, June 30th here. So we'll be talking about all the developments from that in our episode next week.
30th.
July 30th, sorry. You're right. I'm all over the place. Alrighty, let's keep it moving here. We have some news in the golf world. Another major championship season is come and gone, and this one will be remembered as one that was dominated by American golfers, especially Xander Schauffele. After waiting 7 years to win his first major championship, Schauffele won two, the PGA Championship and the Open, in a span of 2 months. He captured the Claret Jug with a 2-stroke win over Justin Rose and Billy Horschel at Royal Troon Golf Club on Sunday. Any thoughts on that? Did anybody get a chance to watch? Anybody place any bets? What do you think?
Shout out to Huff. He gave me Finau, Schauffele, and Scheffler at the top. The latter two being more of the easy pick, I guess you could say. But I still bought in on him. I think it was Thursday afternoon, Huff, maybe Friday morning.
I think it was Thursday because I was at my office and I go in on Thursdays.
Yeah, I think that was when you fed me that pick and you were like, yeah, those are a good place to bet. Ended up cashing that one. I think it was about plus 450 maybe. So that was a
will
good
say
hit.
I didn't watch much of this. I hate how early it's on. I kind of forgot about it. I was up like doing stuff on, and then I golfed Sunday morning at 9 a.m. So I didn't get a chance to watch the end of it.
He had a nuts finish though. Like he was.
I fell asleep, and I was watching it, but I fell asleep and missed like the final round and Xander on like the last closing holes. But I am glad to see him win it, get a second major. like you said, he waits 7 years and then he wins 2 in 1 year. But I will say a lot. Like if I had to win, Mackie, I don't know. I guess all you guys, I'd be interested to hear the order of which you think it would be the coolest to win a major. Like which 4 majors, if you had to rank them.
If you don't say
Just let me say mine. I think 1 is the Masters.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
I think number
okay.
2 is the U.S. Open. I think number 3 is the PGA, and I think number 4 is the Open.
the
I would say
British Open.
Masters, I feel like-
It's called the Open, Mackie.
No, it's the British. I know
It's
it
not
is,
called the
but
British Open anymore.
I know.
Mm.
Huff, I'd have the
God
same
forbid,
reason
but
put
Huff,
PGA for it.
that's a perfect list. Even
Yeah, I
though
agree.
Royal
US
Springs is awesome, and it's like probably might be the hardest course out of the 4 of them.
You want another hot take out of me? I would never care to play that golf course.
Because it's like because of the
It just-
wind and the.
It just doesn't look fun, dude. Those conditions don't look fun.
Well, it looks like a bitch. Of course,
Exactly.
it doesn't
Yeah,
look
with the wind and
fun.
the weather.
But like, how awesome would that be?
and like you want these random bunkers that are 17 feet in the ground. It's like
It
you
might
need a
be
ladder to go in these things.
It might be the most impressive win, but it's definitely not. I think your list is perfect for like what I'd want to win.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, it's definitely and that's the order they go in: Masters, U.S. Open, PGA, or no, it goes Masters, PGA now.
PGA,
PGA used to be last. They moved it, but it does go Masters, PGA, U.S. Open.
Scotty Scheffler wins coming soon though. We haven't had one in a little bit now.
He'll win the Masters again. Seems to
Gotta
just be
wait.
his event. He's only had one. He's only won or 2 majors. They both.
Yeah,
won.
since let's talk about that. Since we were talking about Scotty going on that run, we said, what did he need? Like 4 wins out of the last
7,
7.
5. 5 to
I don't-
7, I thought.
I don't know what it was, but he hasn't kept pace. He went on a little bit of he went on that run, and everyone was like, "Oh, he's the greatest golfer of all time. He's better than Tiger Woods." No, he's not. Come on.
He's not
Let's
better
come
than
back-
Tiger Woods. It's
let's
the
come back
closest
to
thing we're going to
reality.
see to Tiger Woods.
That's what I've always said, but it's still not close. Closest we've ever seen a Tiger, but still not close.
Yeah. No, I agree. But
But yeah, after his last win, I think everyone was just kind of like, "Holy
yeah,
shit!"
I mean,
like
dude, he
this-
won 7 events this year. That's crazy.
6, I think.
Is it 6?
Yeah, because it was 6 last time, and I don't think he's won one since.
It's still crazy.
Yeah, it's great, but
So I saw someone say, "Would you rather have Scotty Scheffler's year of golf? You win 1 major, it's the Masters, but you have 6 wins on the year, or would you rather have Xander Schauffele? You have 2 wins, it's the Open and the PGA." I'd rather have Scotty's.
I think
I'd
Xander.
rather-
I think Scotty's is going to keep growing.
See,
too.
I was gonna, Mackie. There's 2 sides of it. You either win 1 major and you win 30 million, or you win 2 majors and you win 60 million. Like,
Dude, the 2 majors is
But
insane.
but the other 4 wins, Scotty's getting like 10 million a major anyway.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day,
They're
I'm
not
thinking
not
about
a
the
major.
money.
Even at non-majors, they get like 8 to 10 million.
Yeah, but
Like-
at the end of the day, you're not thinking about the money either way. You're making bands, but like I think the two major
You'd
tournament
rather have
wins,
2 majors in 1 year
that's
than
insane,
6 wins
dude.
with 1
It's
major.
awesome. I would love to see a statistic of how many people have done that.
2 majors in 1 year.
Yeah.
Jesse, look that up. I bet it's a
You're-
longer list than you think.
Yeah, maybe a longer list. I don't know, man. I don't know. If we're not talking
Scotty's
about like the
never done
Jack
it, but, like-
Nicklaus days and the Arnold Palmer days, and I bet you it's not that long.
It says 16 golfers have won 2 majors in a year.
And
Oh,
how
hold on,
many were
sorry,
before
hold on, hold on.
1970?
A lot. Of
That's with the British Open being one of them. I'm sorry.
yeah, leave that in there.
Well, the
That's a
British
major.
Open is one of them.
Well, I think it's saying it has to be the British Open included.
Oh, not.
Oh,
it's,
okay,
it's,
gotcha,
it's not
gotcha.
counting it since they switched it to the.
Oh, okay. So then that's
Here, I think I found an article.
I mean, didn't Rory do it 1 year?
we did it in
Schauffele
2014.
did it. Spieth did it in 2015. Koepka in 2018.
Oh, so it's done a little more than I thought it would, but
All the most of the big guys that go on their big year do. That's what they do. You win 2 majors in 1 year.
Tiger's never done it. Jack Nicklaus is the only player who's done it twice in his
Tiger's
career.
never done it.
That's what this says. Though he's led in 14 of the 15 majors.
Tiger never won more than 1 major in a year.
I don't know if that's true.
Mackie, look up Tiger's career stats or career major wins.
Yeah, you got to see 2 in the same year. There's no way.
It'll have all the years listed next to them. Because he has how many green jackets? Obviously, 2019 was the most recent one.
Yeah, he won the PGA and the British Open in 2000.
My bad.
Okay.
No, it's just you're
That was his
anyone,
year, 99, 2000.
and he won the Masters and the U.S. Open in 2002.
He's done
Dude,
it
he
multiple
won. He won
That's really wrong.
the
Maybe
British
that
Open.
list is Jesse. Maybe that list is only people that have done it once.
Dude, Tiger's done it like 4 times. This is insane. He won the Masters in 2001, 2002, 2005.
Yeah, dude, he has like 5 green jackets, doesn't he?
15 majors.
That's a joke.
But yeah,
Holy
there's a bunch
shit.
of them. Yeah.
This guy is
This list is
never
way
going
better.
to be touched. I'm sick of people talking about
Yeah,
it.
there's I don't even
I
know.
want him
There's
to,
probably
as
50
much as I
people on
love
this
him
list.
though, I do want him to retire because like the new generation of golf, like all the new golf fans are just like they don't respect him because they just
See,
watch
dude,
what they see now.
Dude, he won 3 in 2000. He won the PGA,
Yeah.
the Open, and the U.S. Open.
Yeah, Tiger's done it 4 times. I don't know what.
No,
that
dude,
one
I
is.
don't think
I bet that list is people that have done it like have won exactly 2 or
Right.
done it once.
Right.
I don't think anything can, like any amount of golf, any amount of bad golf from Tiger will ever let anyone think that he's like you saw like MJ towards the end of the year is like he was kind of shit in the bed. You were like, oh, this guy, like new people were probably like, oh, this guy probably isn't even that good. I don't care how many bad tournaments Tiger plays, you're still gonna look at him as the best player of all time.
The best part is if you look back at those majors when he was winning by like 7 strokes.
Dude, there was one where it was like he was minus 18 and somebody else, the next best was like minus 3.
Yeah, there's some crazy ones.
All right, I'm rereading this. It's the sentence after the Jack Nicklaus sentence of he did it twice. Tiger's never done it. Oh, never mind. I'm just gonna shut up.
Okay. Yeah. I just think that
Get my
site
thoughts
doesn't
together
want-
on that one.
That site doesn't want to respect Tiger.
It's not even that. It's the article. I was like, why is that so wrong? But whatever. Anyway, any other thoughts on the Open here this weekend as we finish up the major championships here for this year?
No, I'm sad to see that over. I feel like I miss. That's what I miss of the
Flu.
PGA being in September or August.
15 times it's happened. That's including Tiger's 4.
Do you have the official list, Mackie, of who it is?
Now it says, wait, hold up. Yeah.
This is some good podcasting. We're doing some great research here. We're just firing off the
Okay,
first list.
but
we
one of
see on the
them,
internet.
like I'm looking at this one, 1924, like Walter Hagen. Who the hell is that?
Walter
19
Hagen, bro. Yeah,
Who's that?
an old golfer. It was really good.
1924.
Yeah.
He was in World War I in the trenches 3 years prior.
All right. Well,
19
it's the same way
19
people say Babe Ruth is one of the best baseball players ever. So
Well,
go
no,
ahead.
you can't even argue that anymore. Babe Ruth wouldn't even make a minor league team today. 1926, Bobby Jones. Don't know
We're
who
in a
that
Yankees
is.
hoodie. Watch your mouth.
1930. Why'd you just blast that? 1930, Bobby Jones. 1932, Gene. Okay, so I'm gonna go post 19.
Go 70. I like 1970. That's 54 years.
Yeah, but 1970 still. Okay,
All right,
1971.
1975. 1975.
Okay,
is
I'll go
next year, 50
1975.
years.
Okay, 1977, Tom Watson. 1982, Tom Watson. 1990, Nick Faldo. 1994, Nick Price. 1998, Mark O'Meara. 2000, Tiger. 2006, Tiger. 2008, Padraig Harrington. 2014, Rory. 2024, Xander.
That's 11 times.
That you counted? Oh, yeah, but there was like 5 that were in like 1924, 1926.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. I forgot we had a date cut off, but all right, yeah, good golf talk.
Heck yeah.
Great golf talk.
Alrighty.
Impressive achievement.
Last point we got here. The UFC has a big card this weekend as Leon Edwards fights Bilal Muhammad in what should be a good one. Other names like Aspinall and Pimblett are in the octagon and what should be a great card. Any thoughts on that here coming in this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably get some picks out for us on our Twitter there, so definitely tune in there. My buddy Ben getting me some sharp plays there. Hit very well on the fight night the other night, but this is an enticing card with a lot of good matchups. And should be a good main card in the undercard too. Patty Pimblett, not a big fan of him, hoping he can get a loss here, but should be fun to watch this
You
weekend.
don't like
Saturday
him?
night. No,
Why?
not a fan. Like seeing him lose. Just don't like You know, some people in the UFC just seem like, nope.
Yeah, I know what you mean. UFC people are mostly either you love them or you hate them kind of thing. There's a lot of neutral guys, but like most of the bigger name, I consider him one of the bigger names, despite not being like one of the bigger guys,
He's,
just
you know,
because a lot of people know him.
He's like number 9 ranked.
Yeah,
But it should be a good card.
yeah. Also, while we were talking about golf, Olympic golf, who is it? Wyndham Clark, Scotty Scheffler, Xander, and Mackey. Who's the fourth?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to that. But Wyndham Clark is the captain. I know.
I know it's Wyndham Clark, Scotty, Xander.
I couldn't even tell you.
Bryson was the snub, dude. They easily could have just done Bryson, Scotty, Xander, and even Wyndham Clark would have been fine. Like, Jesse, can you look up who those 4 people are for the USA Golf? I know Scotty and Wyndham. I think Xander.
Scotty Scheffler, Xander Schauffele, Wyndham Clark, and Colin
Morikawa. Good list. Not bad.
I'm excited to watch that as well. They're probably going to play some crazy course in France. That'll be sweet.
I was just going to say, golf will return to the Olympic Games for the 3rd time since 1904 after its return in 2016. Fields of 60 players for both men and women in a 72-hole stroke play format at Le Golf National.
That's sick.
When is that?
Starts Friday, bro.
August 1st to
Olympics
the 4th is when
Friday.
the golf will take place.
Damn. So it's not for a week.
Yeah.
So it's just like a normal golf tournament, though.
Yeah, it is.
4 days,
Yeah.
72 holes. Like,
It's pretty cool.
that's sick. I'm betting.
That's exciting. Yeah.
Oh,
That's what he's going to win. He didn't win a second major because he's going to win an Olympic gold medal.
Interesting. I'm excited. Very excited for the Olympics here coming up here in 2 days here, opening ceremonies. We got golf, basketball. Hopefully USA can bring home a bunch of gold medals. We'll definitely be talking about that here next week. But I think that's all we got. Anything else to add, boys, before we get out of here?
No, I think that's it. Make sure you're staying tuned to the MLB card. Getting plays out every day. Social media in general. Turn the post notifications on. Other than that, thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week.